Meet us at the Norwegian Startup Forum 2025.
Okay, there we are. So, yes, I'm the last guy on stage, so that's always a good place to start. And the deck isn't working, so let's try that again. Anyways, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna kick in some open doors. So it's nice, easy stuff and neat to things. And I had no idea what I was gonna talk about when I got here. I got the call, and I'm like, okay, let's go. So what I did was I went fully high school. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself, but I'm not gonna really do that. I'm just gonna skip that. All I'm gonna say is I'm in marketing. I'm in marketing in the building industry. I've been there for quite a while now, since 2017. And I have been able to work for both large group organization, international, big companies, and I've worked for smaller, more agile units, which is a little bit more fun. Anyways, I'm not gonna talk about myself. There's been a lot of talk about sustainability in this room today, and we have two companies that are currently changing the way the Norwegian construction industry and damage and insurance industry is thinking about sustainability. This is what we do. We go into wet rooms. These are the most expensive rooms in your homes. Norway has the highest standard of wet rooms in the world. We do partial repairs, which means we only repair what's damaged or where there's been a building mistake. And why is that important? That's important because the damages market for private homes in Norway is $500 million a year. Damages market for buildings in general is about $5 billion per year. No, sorry, that's the building faults, the building processes. The damages, those are about 17 billion a year. That is what is costing each and every one of us for people to keep making mistakes. These are mistakes. So I was brought on by Håndverksgruppen, which is our owner, to really build these companies as a spearhead for sustainability. And what we do is basically repair bathrooms. Everybody here is talking about AI, talking about big data, all those things. Cool. So we do that as well. Build reporting tools for our employees. Super more effective. We're cutting downtime, doing all of that, but we're sticking to what we're doing. That's repairing bathrooms. We're growing about 25% yearly. You guys, all you guys here are saying like, okay, I grow like 200 times a year, or 20% a year. We're limited by hours. That's our problem, and we also need to have people that know what they're doing. So that's about where we could be without really compromising quality. Our challenge, though, is that if anybody can see the big problem with this in the industry I'm representing. The building industry, what happens when we start doing this? They're losing money. We are taking the jobs away. We are repairing their mistakes where they used to tear everything down and rebuild. So, what happens when we go to market? We go to the people, you have a whole industry that the only thing they're doing is limiting damage. They're called saneringsbransjen in Norwegian. And I don't have my notes now, so I don't have all the English words, and I haven't worked in English for like several years. So, anyways, we go to these guys and we sell them this product. These guys make about $500,000 of this bathroom. We made about, I guess, 50,000 Norwegian. We repair, they tear it down, build it back up. So, this is a pretty good product for the Norwegian market, because who's buying this? Insurance companies. If you own your own home, you're buying this. Because what we do, to bring this room back to what it should be. We don't tell you to tear this down and let's rebuild it. We're telling you, you might be able to repair it. Let's go have a look, see what we can do. So anyway, I came in 1.5 years ago. My background is several large companies, but also managing smaller marketing departments, Nordic marketing departments, national marketing departments, product departments, all that. And my job was to kind of commercialize this, like how do we go to market with it? How do we understand who our buyers are and what do they need to know? So that's what I'm gonna try and do for you guys. I said I was gonna kick in some open doors. I am. I'm gonna give you a few takeaways from what we learned and how we're thinking about going to market with this, because everyone would buy this, but the ones selling our products are the ones who don't want this product to exist. Taxbranschen as a general. No, sorry, not taxbranschen. Saneringsbranschen. They don't like this. We're taking the jobs away. So what we did was we went into this thought leader strategy thinking. We knew that we had to build our brands. At the same time, we had to build the market, because the market isn't there. We gave you some numbers on what are the total markets for damages, insurance, and those kind of things. And we're turning over 47 for one company, 68 for the other company. So those are Norwegian millions, so it's really nothing. But anyways, we are at all the big tables. Everyone's talking to us. We're growing. We're creating new products with major insurance companies. We're creating new products with half the construction industry at this point. Why we're doing this? Because we're able to reduce costs. I love this word. I never talked about beboeligheid in Norwegian, in English before, but uninhabitability, probably the hardest word I've ever seen. And we reduce CO2 emissions. I'm saying up to about 85%, so it's a pretty good sell. For any big corporation out there, you guys have nothing to sell. Like if you're in the finance industry, you have nothing to sell. So what you want to do is you want to sell sustainability, and you do it about telling everybody that you do more electric cars, those kind of things. I went to one of the major insurance companies in Norway, and I told them that we reduced their emissions by about 88.6%. They keep telling us that our numbers are way better. Cost, went to them and told them we reduced about 80%. He told me, are you sure about that? Because if you count in like all the hours that we're putting people in hotels, fixing their homes, I think your numbers are about twice as good. I told him about 80%, so it's pretty good. So anyways, that was the pitch about the companies. If you ever meet us in your home, we're right there. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the key takeaways from what we have learned. So this is important, and this is important no matter what you're trying to sell. If you're selling an idea or product or whatever, your product is not what the customer wants to buy. Sorry, the product is what your customer wants to buy, not what you want to sell. It's a super important realization to make. So a lot of people go out there trying to create the perfect product, but if it's the perfect product in your eyes, you're not the buyer. The buyer is someone else. They have other priorities. And understand your market dynamics and how your pipeline works. What are the priorities for your different types of customers? Who are your direct customers? Who are your indirect customers? Who are your decision makers? Within your customer base, outside of your customer base, who influences the decisions that your customers are making on the way to adopting your product? This is relevant on many levels. Like we're small companies, but this is how we're thinking. This is how when we go to the insurance companies, we don't tell them that what we do is we repair sealant layers, so you get like a dry bathroom. We don't tell them that. We're telling them, guys, avoided emissions. We know that's what you guys are struggling with. You're telling your shareholders, you're telling your market you're going to reduce emissions from your repairs, no matter what the damage is, by 35%. How are you going to do that? Because you have no way of showing that. So we go to them and we show them, this is our whole avoided emissions matrix. This is how we go to them. We sell them something completely different. We sell them on avoided emissions, so they can add to their avoided or emissions, what are you going to call it, regnskap. They actually have something to report on. They have something to tell their shareholders. They have something to tell their customers that they're actually making progress. We're working on marketing with them to make this way to report in the Nordics. One of the major insurance companies, they're taking our way of reporting avoided emissions all the way to corporate level. So, this is an insight I lived by for a while. An 80% solution that is launched is always going to be a 100% solution that never hits the market. A lot of people are working on the perfect product. The perfect product doesn't exist because, and this is me talking as, like I've been a marketing manager, head of marketing. I'm the main target for people pitching innovation into a company. And so many people are pitching to me their perfect product. They're not pitching my perfect product. My perfect product has to solve my problem, not your thought out problem that I don't really have. Then I have to imagine what can I use this for. Think about that. Super important. I went in with one of the biggest insurance companies in the Nordics. Talked to them for about an hour, walked out of there, and we had a new idea from their side that really we just had to build a little bit in our solution. They would adopt it and create new products we could take to the market together. Perfect. Bring value to the table. I don't understand why people miss out on this. People open doors to opportunities you didn't even consider. One of the biggest stakeholders we meet day to day is the appraisers, takstbranchen. These are the guys coming home to your place. If there's been a flooding, which happens all the time, and if there's been a fire, these are the guys coming into your home. We also spoke a little bit with these guys, tried to make them understand what we're trying to do. These are the guys that are risk averse. They don't want to take risks. So obviously, we telling them you can fix the bathroom instead of tearing it down, building it back up. I'm not going to go for that. So we spoke with them a little bit, and we kind of told them that, well, this is how you become better for your customers. Ended up that they did something I would never do in a million years, but we are currently creating the training program for all the appraisers in Norway. This is how you are supposed to act when you get in a scenario where you can use partial repairs. So I would never let a commercial company do that, but they did because we're giving them value. So make sure you do that. Give something, you get something back. So invest in your relations. This is a great place to do that. Talk to people. I used to, a long time ago, I worked in management development and roundtables. I was facilitating those. Best idea I've ever seen for kind of learning and just understanding how people work. But another great example of that is we're talking to a company in our extended sphere. A little bit of talk back and forth, start to realize we have some common interests. I think it was like maybe 3, 4, 5 pairs, conferences, those kind of things. We realized we have a super common interest. We are going live with a product in about half a year. That for one of our companies, that's going to do about an 80% increase in turnover overnight. So make sure you talk to people because you never know what's out there. And I have a final insight. Go do something else. A lot of people I talk to, like they work, they keep telling me like everything I do is work. So my final takeaway is just go do something else. Like buy a pair of skis, go jump off a cliff, buy a skateboard, buy a snowboard. Do something that takes 100% of your attention because you're gonna need to disconnect your brain. because that's when you get the good ideas. That's when you get something else to think about, and that's like my best ideas. They aren't when I'm at my desk working. They are when I'm doing something completely different, and then it just hit me. Great idea. So anyways, I'm probably over time now, so I'm just gonna go off stage. Thank you guys a lot. It's been interesting to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.